Hello everyone and welcome to the video. In this video I want to discuss about training more than once a day. If you are a soccer player, I would like to share some principles and guidelines and maybe some tips that I like to follow when I'm training more than once a day. But first I'm headed to this little meet up with some of the students from the university, and we're gonna play some futsal for like an hour or two, and after that when we get back home I will talk about training more than once a day. So intro, some b-roll, and then when we get back we'll discuss. See you soon. Hey, what's up guys? Just taking a 5-minute break from the game, as you can see back there, and maybe we'll play for another hour or so, and then when we go back we'll discuss about that double day training. Okay. Hey everyone, just finished with the meetup and I'm heading back home right now. It's actually quite a nice weather here today in Beach, about 13 degrees. Anyways, I'll see you back in a bit. So, is it possible for you as a soccer player or a futsal player to be training more than once a day? Or should you be training more than once a day? Well, the short answer to this is yes, it is possible for you to train more than once a day. Should you do it? Well, that depends. So the first question to ask yourself is, can you handle the workload of training twice a day? Because from my experience, the highest level that I've played has been in Hungarian's 4th division for soccer and in the National League of Cambodia for futsal. And I can tell you from my 15 years of experience that I really had to train twice a day to be able to compete at this level. However, if you're competing at higher level, then you might want to implement twice a day training into your routine. Most of you or some of you are probably training with a team right now. If you put in the extra session along with the team training, your risk of injuries will be a lot higher. Second, if you look at teams at higher levels, you will see that they do implement double days in their training sessions. But when do they implement double days? They usually have twice a day training only during preseason, when they're trying to get the players as fit as possible for the shortest amount of time. And this leads to another question, which is double days sustainable for long-term training? And the answer is it is not sustainable. Teams usually do a 4 to 8 weeks, 1 to 2 months preseason when they implement double days, but when the team is competing in season, they do not do double days because they will have 1, 2, 3 matches every week plus a couple of trainings along with that. So the players need to rest as well, and they need to make sure that the players are not too tired, because that's when a lot of injuries tend to happen. So you've decided that you want to implement training more than once a day into your routine. Then I will give you some training principles and tips and tricks that I myself use all the time when I'm trying to implement training more than once a day. The first training principle is try to get at least 6 hours between the 2 sessions of the day. Let's say you're training at 7 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock for 2 hours, then you will have to rest at least 6 hours before you do your second training sessions, because your body do not have time to replenish its energy level. That means you will be more tired and you will be more prone to a lot of injuries. The second training principle is to eat at least 2 hours before each training session. This applies to general training sessions as well. But for me personally, I'm not a big fan of training on an empty stomach in the morning. So if I plan to train at 8 in the morning, then I would usually try to get up at around 6 and eat something before. Also, if you are not able to eat 2 hours before, let's say you only have a 1 hour window before your next training session, then I would recommend you to just put a bunch of fruits together, like bananas, berries, put them all together with a little bit of milk and just blend everything up and drink that, because when you're drinking smoothie, the energy from all the different fruits are absorbed by your body much quicker, and you don't feel as full when you go out and train in the field or train at the gym. Another important thing is to watch your water intake, because if you train twice a day, then you probably have to drink twice as much water. Usually I try to get around 2 liters of water every day. So training twice a day, you're looking at 4 or more liters at least, just to keep your body hydrated, because dehydration can lead to a lot of problems. You also have to make sure that you're not training the same part of your body every single session. You have to also allocate some training sessions for your upper body as well, for your abdominal muscles. You have to allocate some sessions just for flexibility, like yoga, stretching, foam rolling and all that, because that just helps keep the risk of injury low. For example, you can actually structure your training sessions so that you work on your upper body in the morning, and then you do a technical session in the evening, and then tomorrow you will do another session for, let's say, flexibility, and then in the evening again you do sprinting. Basically, you're trying to make sure that every part of your body are getting stronger and stronger day after day. This one is also really important. You have to make sure that you're not training at the same intensity in every single sessions. For example, if you do slow jogging for an hour plus some technical work in the morning, then you do not want to do the same slow jogging in the evening. You want to incorporate different intensity levels throughout the different training sessions, because what good is a player who can slow jog for 2 hours straight but cannot sprint back and forth for 200-300 meters? When you're playing soccer or futsal, your body uses 3 different energy systems, like the low intensity energy system, the medium intensity and the high intensity. That's why when you do multiple trainings in a single day, you should focus on the different intensity levels so that the way you train is actually similar to what is actually happening in the game. The last thing I want to talk about is the safety of training more than once a day, because training can put a lot of stress on your body. So I recommend you to take at least 1 day off a week. Last but not least, I just want to say that make sure that you know what you're doing, make sure that you listen to your body, make sure that you take a rest when you're too tired, eat enough food, drink enough water, and do everything right. And even when you do all of that, the risk of injury is still quite high, so be careful. That's all for this video, and if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe. More videos are coming every week, and I'll see you in the next one.